In the last video, I showed you how to draft a front and back piece of a trouser, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to be joining them all. I would advise that after cutting your back and front piece, go ahead and weave around it, because there are some areas that you won't be able to weave when you're done sewing. Weave around it, not taking off too much at the edges. Starting off, I'm going to be inserting my pockets on my front piece, but I won't be showing this tutorial because I have a lot of videos on how to sew front pockets, so I'm going to link that down below. Make sure to check it out. I have sewn the front pocket, as you can see, and it came out very well. Next up, I'm going to show you how to place the back pocket before we start joining the sides. For our back pocket, the measurement is 5 by 5.5 inches. I've already hemmed the top, while for the sides I'm going to be folding them in, and the downside I'm also going to fold it in. I'm going to sew on top of it. But the placement is going to be 2 inches away from the waist of the trouser and 3.5 inches away from the sides of the trouser. Next, I'm going to be folding in round except for the top of the pocket, and I'm going to be sewing on it. So this is what the pockets look like. Next, I'm going to be adding our waist extension. I'm going to be joining it by 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to top stitch on it. That is sewing on it and then folding it out and then sewing on top of it again. So this is what I mean. That white line that you see is just the top stitch. Next, I'm going to be joining the back and front piece by the sides by at least 0.7 inches, a little over 1/2 inch, but not up to 1 inch. I have joined both sides, and this is what it looks like. I went ahead to top stitch on it as well, and I sewed 2 white lines along it. But look at the waistline, see that everything just aligned well. Now I'm going to be attaching the front zip of this trouser, and this is the zip I'll be using. I've forgotten the name of this type of zip. Next, I've gone ahead to cut out this rectangle piece measured 7 inches by 3 inches. The edges where I hemmed is where weaving is meant to be done, so preferably just go ahead and weave it rather than hem it. So you're going to cut out a second of that piece, making it total 2. And if you look closely, you see that at one side it is curved, not straight. Placing on the waistline, you're going to top stitch that piece on the front of the trouser. As you can see, I have top stitched that piece to the front of the trouser. Next, placing my zip very close to that top stitch, I'm going to be sewing the left side of the zip. I've stitched down the zip, as you can see, and I'm going to turn it in to show you the illusion we are trying to create. I'm going to turn the trouser again, and the stitch on our interfacing, we're going to follow it to sew on the front of our trouser. That has been stitched. Now bringing in our second interfacing, following the same side of the first interfacing, we're going to be placing it and then sewing our zip on it. Next, bringing in the left side of our front piece, we're going to fold it in by at least 1/2 inch, and we're going to sew down that 1/2 inch on the zip all the way to the end. So this is what your sewing should look like. So we're going to close up that middle. So with that folded in 1/2 inch for the left side of our front piece and the right side of our front piece, both folded in. This is why it's important to weave your pieces down before you start sewing. So with those folded 1/2 inch, we're just going to run a line, at least 2 lines along it. So this is what the front looks like now that it's stitched down. Now I'm going to fix the band, and I'm going to start off by measuring my waist, which is a total of 20 inches. I've cut out a strip of our jeans material measured 20.5 inches. I left 0.5 inches because I'm going to be turning the edge, stitch it down and turn it again. That's where the zip is going to be. So this is what I mean. And we have 2 separate waistbands because I haven't joined the back middle yet. Starting off, I'm going to be opening the zip of the trouser. I'm going to be cutting off the excess zip that goes above the waistline. Taking the waistband, I'm going to start off by stitching the edges of the waistband to the edges of the trouser. I suggest you look closely so that you understand what I mean. So this is one side of the waistband done. If you look closely, there are no stitches at the back showing because that was the first place I sewed down. Then by the time I turned the waistband, I sewed the front. That's why there's stitches in front. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the zip for the other side and then sew the waistband. Waistbands on both sides are done. Next, I took my pin and just pinned out that middle. Next, I'm going to fold my trouser to the back middle and take my tape and mark where my waist measurement is. Next, I'm going to close up that back middle. Next, I'm going to join the legs of the trouser following middle to middle, closing it up with at least 0.7 inches. I've sewn it and turned it over. Make sure to iron all your seams so that they all remain flat. Next, for the belt holes, I have cut out a 1.5 inch strip of this jeans material belt. So just you actually cut 1 inch. And I'm going to be folding it in, just folding it in and stitching it straight down. So this is our strip sewn. I just sewed on it twice so that it could be firmer. So I'm going to cut this strip into 5 pieces, each 3 inches long. Now I've marked where our belt holes are going to be, just before the pocket on the front. Then at the back, I'll be placing it on our back middle. Then for the sides, 2 inches away from the sides of the trouser, that is where the belt hole is going to be. So I have stitched it down, as you can see, just folding in at least 1/2 inch in and then stitching on it. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest. So this is our finished look for the trouser, all sewn up and looking good. I hope you found this tutorial very easy to understand. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you got to the end, make sure to drop a like in the comment section below. Stay tuned for my next video. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. I drop sneak peeks to my next video. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.